Hello folks, welcome back to the Dungeon Meshi drawing. We're doing highlights still. Just gonna jump right in the interest of getting this done. I do have to start thinking about what I want to do next. I would love to do a paneling video. I don't know if you've been checking out the time-lapse shorts that I've been doing, but I'd like to do some more of those as well. The lighting is really critical to what we're doing here, and the rendering. Because it allows us to play with the color palette and still kind of maintain the impact of the drawing. So like the more layers of shadow and light that you have, the more kind of refined and impactful it'll look. And right now I've got, the flat layer, and then I've got one layer light, one layer of shadow laid in, and then I'm working on the first layer of light right now. And depending on how ambitious I'm feeling, and we're in for a penny, in for a pound at this point, right? It would be kind of silly to do this much work on something and then take half measures at the last minute. So there's probably going to be a second layer of shadow and a second layer of light, and then we'll go for stylized colors on the whole thing. Then we're going to start thinking about lettering, because I think I would like to drop in a title. Make this a true poster. I haven't dropped any whips of this outside the video. I've been very frustrated by the social media landscape. Follow me on Coffee. Follow my Substack newsletter. These things are free. Link in the description, as you'll see in the plug, literally every video. I hate Twitter so much now. It seems like I get so much reach and so much feedback on early stage stuff, and then as soon as the real thing comes out, nothing. And that's not the people's fault. That's a characteristic of the algorithm, right? And I use Leaded Pulp as an example. Hey, check out Leaded Pulp, it's out now. But people were really excited about that, right? When I was talking about it's going to release soon, and I was getting all kinds of interest and questions and reposts and replies. Really, like, legitimately, seriously, up until the actual morning of release, the last post that I did on the subject was like, it's coming later today, and people were like, hell yeah! And then we posted the actual thing. Nothing. It's like, I know that they wanted to see it. Yeah, well, I can't be too bitter. That'll poison your blood. But it is just kind of a good reminder to not base your outlook on social media, right? To not base your worth on social media. Because to social media, you are not worth anything. And I mean like the robot algorithms that control the social media landscape. The social media companies don't care about you. Your value as a person is not tied to these things. All that being said, what I always want out of being an artist, right, is I want people to interact with the work, which means typically the best thing for me is comments, right? And I don't mean like talk about corpo speak, talk about like the language of our time. I say comments, I don't even mean like comment on my YouTube video. Do that, but you know. No, but I mean like actual interactions with people and their reaction to the work. When I'm like seeing people at shows, talking to them about the books, talking to them on, you know, Discord chat, whatever. That's probably the stuff that means the most to me. I dig it when people buy stuff. Obviously, who wouldn't? My dream version of working as a comic artist is to do work for hire comics and then getting to see how people respond to that work. That's really the core of what I would like to do. I don't know if that's... I don't know, it's just what I want. Because I like writing stories, but I also like enjoying stories. I find that I have found that maybe my favorite way to enjoy stories is to draw stories that other writers have written. And get paid for it. But hey, I'm going to see if I can open up find a way to open up a more general commission page for actually for sequentials. So like people on the street could hire me to make a comic page for them. Sequential art is my favorite thing, and is that corpo speak? Really sounds like it. Comics. Are we doing on time? Cool. Someday. I think the cool thing about doing a poster like this is like every subsequent stage is a little bit faster than the one before it. You really do build like a momentum as you're going through these, and you know if you have Christine Larson, another cartoonist I feel like I talk about all the time, as I should, because she's fantastic. But did a thing recently where we talked about how, if you go hard on the inks, you can go easier on the colors because the inks are doing more work for you. And that's just kind of true of like every step and stage of the process. It's like the more you do in the foundational stages, the less you have to do later for the clarity of the image. And that's just kind of speaks to that momentum, right? The more time you spend on the pencils, the clearer your inks are going to be. The more time you spend on the inks, the clearer that your highlights and shadows are going to be, right? And a lot of people, I've been told many times over, love my coloring. And some of that has to do with like my actual coloring, but I think really it's just kind of down to my color choices, which are very impactful because I like high impact. But I feel like my best pieces have got very little to do with my actual coloring. And it's all a result of, the planning and the groundwork that went into every stage before the coloring. So we get to, and you're going to see it in this. It's like every build up to this thing with the colors, and then our last stages we're gonna tune in, like some overlay layers over the highlights and shadows, and that's gonna be all we do for coloring. It's really just gonna be the equivalent of flats. It's difficult for me to explain exactly what my thought process is there. I do my best in the videos because I think it's important for me to understand what it is I'm doing and be able to communicate that to other people. Because that is kind of a sign of mastery, right? Is your ability to explain what you're doing to somebody else. But I talk about how I'm self-taught, and I am. So a lot of the things, and coloring especially was one of the things that I figured out kind of on my lonesome. I didn't speak as I was doing it. I just kind of, and then so yeah, I don't really have the words, right? I've got to dig deep and find that, because when you're communicating in images, when you want to communicate in images, and that's what comics is, that's what illustration is communicating through pictures. That is the communication. Doesn't necessarily need words. And then you go and try to explain it to somebody, and you go, I don't know, look at it. It is kind of funny to be at this point in the drawing. Because we are really past the point of me having anything constructive to say about the piece itself in a lot of ways. Because we've built the foundation, we've built the frame, and now we're kind of just hanging dressing on it, right? So anything that I don't like at this point belies a foundational issue that I'm probably not going to go back and fix at this point. A little late in the game for that. almost there on highlights. Round 1. Hey, Chill Check. What up? Oh, I don't. Every time I hit undo, that little thing flashes in the corner, huh? Brush too big. Brush still too big. Back is actually feeling okay today, which is great because it hurt a lot yesterday and I was a little concerned. Getting old. My favorite thing about getting old is that no one will admit that you're getting old. I'm 35 now, which I know is not that old. To some people. Others, it's ancient. But I remember 10 years ago when I turned 25 and literally on my 25th birthday, somebody told me I was a baby. And it's like, okay, I get that. I get that I'm not old, but I'm not a baby, right? But I was wondering, 35 is a 5 birthday, right? But is it a landmark birthday? I personally don't really think so. People were telling me that it was. The only landmark that one of my friends gave me, two of my friends rather, gave me a gift for my birthday, and on the card it said, "You're closer to 40 than 30." So that's the landmark, is people are going to start making over-the-hill jokes about me. But I've been making the jokes on you. I have been talking like that for years. I was born old. Alright. That's it for today. Stick around for the plug. I will see you tomorrow. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. If you're learning to draw, you know somebody else is learning to draw and might get something out of this, maybe suggest the video to a friend. That always helps me out a lot. Hey, if you're looking to contribute financially to this whole situation, check out my Ko-fi page or my Substack, link in the description. I got a free newsletter on the Substack that you can follow to catch up with anything that I might be doing, including videos, comics, illustrations, etc. There's also going to be membership tiers where you can get access to exclusive video series like Drawing Through Dragon Ball, or to my Leaded Pulp comic magazine, which is coming out for its first issue in July. So hey, check out these things, and I'll see you next time.